I came
Okay,
across.
so this video is from let me see. The Pressure of Being a Black Creator. Okay, this is from Venus Orion Comics. He has 1.29 thousand subscribers. I actually saw I saw him in the video that Monte Senpai did. He was talking about how the OIF, I think identified obsessed fan thing, that the video's about the whole K-erotic thing. He was talking about how insane these people are, and I think he used this guy specifically in his videos to fit whatever narrative was going on at the time. Right? I look like I play Roblox.
Across a interesting question over social media, and it says, as a black comic creator, do you feel pressure to create stories specifically for black people? And
No.
honestly, that question stuck with me, because the more I thought about it, the more I realized something I've been dealing with ever since I launched Venus Orion Comics last year. Not just as a comic creator, but as a black creator in general. And I think this conversation is much bigger than comics, because one thing that I've started to notice over the years since I launched Venus Orion Comics is that black creators are expected to create a very specific type of art. And if you don't,
I don't think that's a good thing to do. I don't think it's any black creator to do that on purpose. I don't think that's their job to do that. Same thing that goes for Asian people. I don't think if you're an Asian guy and you're writing something about something, it doesn't have to inherently have to be about Asian people or Asian experiences or anything. If you just have a story that's in your head, you know what I'm saying, you write it. Yeah, they all have lightning powers. What's another power that usually are given to black creators? It's not just lightning, it's something else. Oh my god, there's like a second type power that always goes to them. I think rock powers as well, because I remember Cyborg was LARPing as like a student at Brother Blood's his name was Stone, right? And then in Invincible, the black guy has the power of like in season 1 or 2, I think. He has the power to turn into rocks. Or like Brock, for instance, has all rock type Pokemon. Is there another one I can think of?
then your blackness gets questioned. So recently there was some controversy surrounding a YouTuber named Comics Explained. Now, if you're on the comic side of YouTube, then
Oh, I know who he is. I was rewatching the clip clean from Captain Turak. Hex was feeling him. Oh, damn.
you already know who this is. I've been watching him pretty much for years.
Yeah, I watched him for years, actually. I remember I ran into his stuff a long time ago, way before I started Artextric, but like he like, one thing about him, he seemed like he genuinely likes his job, able to explain what's going on, and he always sounds like he's so amazed by every little thing that happens in like the comics that he mentions. Yeah, I think he's in some beef with somebody, if I remember.
Well, recently, over time, he started getting pretty much criticized or attacked.
Because Comics Explained is black, because he has a massive platform, people, mostly black people, want him to cover black comic books.
That's not his job. He doesn't have to. He doesn't want to.
And because you can say he doesn't see race, he just sees a comic as a comic, and maybe he says there are some comics he does not want to cover, people call him out for his coverage, to cover, to not to cover, how he covers it, if he gets covered.
And the controversy had gotten so big to the point that he had to step away from YouTube for quite some time. And watching this unfold made me reflect on something. Why are black creators...
And what's funny is what he does is not even like hard. He just talks about what he doesn't even really technically read it. He doesn't technically read the comic books. He usually tells you what's going on in the scene. So it gives you an idea what the fuck is going on, even because I think most cases in his work he takes off. I think he purposely takes off the font, because I think that's copyrighted, so you have to take it down. So he'll just tell you what's going on without, reading every fucking thing. I don't know if he actually reads them in his other channel or his series, but he does tell you what's going on. No, he's more of a commentator.
Creators constantly expected to fit into a social or political box. And why does it feel like we're not allowed to simply exist as ourselves creatively? Because this is something that I've personally experienced. Like, ever since I launched Orion Colors Vampire Killers last year in 2025, I've been going to conventions, promoting the comics, spoken with readers, and there's a pattern.
Wait, I like watching Comics Explained. Didn't he die, or was that the other comic review? That was the other guy. He never got to see the... Oh, that's sad.
That I've also noticed while I attended these conventions. A lot of times another black person would approach my booth and they'll compliment my work. They'll even say that the world building is interesting and that the art is cool and the characters seem interesting. And then eventually the conversation begins to shift.
It's about something about, are you gonna make more black characters? Are you gonna focus on that? There's something
tone, the feel, the atmosphere between the two of us just start to feel a bit uncomfortable or uneasy for a moment. And suddenly I am hit with that question. And that question is, why don't your comics represent us? Or your characters don't look black? Or this feel too inspired by anime? And what that really means is that my art doesn't match what they believe black art should look like. And that's the part that frustrates me the most. What exactly does black enough means creatively? I have black characters. Orion Colors Vampire Killers is actually the first comic book series led by black characters.
No, bro, you're gonna be said they're too light. Once you say you have a black character, then they're gonna look at the skin tone, they're not dark enough. They do this. They change the goalpost. First, you don't have no characters that's black. You say there are characters that are black or some type of race. And then they say they're not dark enough, or why they're so light. They look very close to European. And if you take the character and put it next to an actual white character or an Asian character, you can see who's the dark one in the room. But that's why someone went onto my animatic from way back when, and they said, why does Simu look so bright? Yep. It's like, why does Simu look so whitewashed or some stupid shit they said. I was like, oh my god, bro. Right? That's insane.
To launch my universe of phase 1, the foundation. Because the issue isn't actually about representation. The issue is they want a specific type of representation. Whether it's aesthetics.
I rarely see anyone dressed like a samurai. Let's see. Well, the other characters you drew were later as well. Well, it depends on what the character was. Yep. It depends on the character per se. And remember, when I made Semiyu, I didn't put no base color. I didn't put no shading on her or any of the characters. It was just in base color. Because if I put it in dark colors, she'll look like that. Just like what you see on the screen, she'll look just like that.
specific.
A character
Because
looks brighter because if you're using just base colors, they're gonna look
the issue
bright. If
isn't
you put
actually
a dark color within the base color that matches that, they'll look darker.
about representation. The issue is
can see
they
the
want a
contrast.
specific type of representation. Whether it's aesthetics,
The only reason why I didn't do the shading because it was just to save time to get the video out as fast as possible.
a specific skin tone, a specific cultural performance, and if it don't fit their definition, then suddenly it doesn't count. I
Actually,
remember
quite frank, the irony in this is that if you make a character too dark, people say you're trying to mock them, which has happened. That actually happened to me. I remember I drew a character, and there was actually a dark skin character. Actually, one of them was my own original character I made. The one that you remember the one I made with the that magic cop looking girl with the blonde hair. Brian, remember that one? The one of my favorite ones I like making. Someone came in the stream and said, "Why is she so dark? Why is that a problem?" Yeah, I was like, "Why is that a problem?" Well, she's too dark though. I'm like, "Why? I mean, she's too dark." And no, the person who said this was a black person. This is not a white person. This was a black person who said this. And they said, and I remember they said they look too dark and they seem like you're only making them dark just because to make fun of. I'm like, bro, how am I making fun of them if I'm drawing them? I put the effort to actually make this character, right? Like, Jesus Christ, if I made the character too bright, then they're gonna say you're being colorist or some stupid shit. I'm like, well, there's light-skinned black people that does exist, you know, that's a thing. Like, there's a lot of them. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, right?
being at ZoloCon of 2024 promoting Very Colors
I think I
Vampire
find it weirder when it's like non-black people doing that. It's even weirder.
Killers up into
You're right.
the actual
I made the
campaign launch
mistake to
of
actually argue with
2025. And I remember being approached by another black creator who came to my booth, and he told me my comics had potential, or he would say, it's all right. And the thing that really stood out the most to me is that he was saying that the art style and the direction I decided to go is
Anime.
what's going to hold me back as a black creator.
What he's saying is we need bigger lips, more like hairstyles, different hairstyles. Lips are too thin. Noses are too pointy and European. Something to have to read because somehow they're gonna equate it to European when they say anime. Whenever they do this, they try to compare it. They don't even say Asian. They always just go to the European thing. I'm like, why though? Why do you do this?
Because it favors too much of the anime side of things. And he pretty much basically told me to my face that anime and manga is for Asians, and I would never have a seat at their table.
Which is funny when they say this because they'll still beg to those same Asian people for representation, and then when they do it, and they actually like a character that is considered likable. Yeah, so you can't tell. I remember that if you argue with a fool, from a distance, people can't tell who's who. But like it's funny because they come to these same Asian mangakas or animation and stuff, and to their studios, and constantly ask them to represent them for some odd reason when they can do it themselves, or in case it be, it's wild as hell. It's wild as hell. And majority of the time, most of these people don't even cosplay or care for these characters. So
then he turned around and just said to me that I should make my work look more black because that's where the money is. And I remember sitting there saying that why can't this just be my style? This style that I chose is a marriage between both Western and Eastern that I love together and brought them together to create the style that I have. Why does my creativity suddenly becomes invalid because it doesn't fit somebody else's idea?
I find it funny when people say stuff like that. They'll be like, if like when they sold him, like, if you make more black characters, that's where the money is. I'm like, Like what's funny about that statement is like a lot of rappers who make like rap music, when they become famous, majority of the people who buy their records more and outsells is the people who are non-black. Is that? That's the funniest part. He said the money's in where the black people are. I'm like, that might be true. But then I'm like, why should I not go more international? Why am I just niching myself down to one thing? That doesn't make no sense, right? I think I would do the same. Like, if you look at most rappers, those are more popular. Majority of them, if you look at their audience, it's usually morally white. True. But then again, why? That's true. But when you really think of it, why? That's even more reason not to then, right? When you think of it this way, if they're not the majority, where's that money coming from? That even makes any more sense. Like, why would I even go down that path? If there's less black people compared to the people that's more than they are, why would I put more money in that? So am I superpower in the melanin? Well, two black men did that earlier. He told two white women to get out of their seats, so he uses melanin to get some free chairs. So I guess it's a power depending on how you use it. I lend my melanin for donations for real.
Of blackness. And why do I need permission to create stories that I want to tell? After he said that, and after
because when you say this, because most of them think like a hive mind. Because they think they all think the same. That's not true. It's funny because it's like it stereotypes itself in itself. So like when a white person expects black people to be a specific way, and then someone proves them that they're not a specific way, and get mad about it, that particular same black person will be mad at another black person to try to do something that's not stereotypical for themselves, and that's usually what happens.
Criticizing my work and saying that it's all right, he takes out his phone and shows me his work, and he's the creator of the HBCU universe, which is the historically black college universe that he created of superheroes, and he showed it to me.
Welcome to the Philippines, son.
Fuck the whole block ice cream, yo.
After he showed it to me, and I'm looking like, seriously? Looking at his work and then looking at mine?
Damn it, kid, I'm on my way.
What is going
Kid,
on
did
here?
you forget? The party was canceled to avoid a potential police raid. Your friend should already know that.
No fucking way. Is he even here?
You're doing?
Jasmine, step away from the window right now.
Damn it. Looks like the police are heading in your direction.
No, wait. Jasmine!
Only then will you become the man I remember, Hezekiah Driven.
Seriously? And what's even more frustrating as a black creator is that you're being attacked from both sides of the spectrum. Because one side, if there's any hints of black or any hints of diversity, it's automatically labeled as woke. don't even investigate it, don't even research it. They see a black creator, they see some diversity, and it's automatically woke. And I've said this in a video months ago, or even a year ago, that I even addressed some of the racism that actually does exist, legitimate racism, where they don't want black people or any form of diversity represented at all in comics, video games, and even movies or any form of entertainment. And I addressed that in a 40-minute video. So if you want to go check that out, you can check it out as well. So as a black creator, you also have to deal with that. But then there's the other side. And that other side is people always questioning whether your work is black enough. So you end up in this weird space where one side
rejects you and then it questions your ethics, questions your professionalism being a DEI hire, and then the other one questions if what you do is it black enough or is it fits the standard of what a black person should be. Right. So that's a lose-lose situation. That fucking sucks.
Rejects you for simply existing, and then the other side rejects you for not performing your identity correctly, and that's exhausting. And I've experienced this directly with one of my characters. Just a couple months ago on social media, I posted and revealed one of my black female characters who goes by the name Dr. Yolanda Briggs, and she makes her first debut in Orion Vampire Killers Chapter 2 next year when I launch my Kickstarter campaign in 2027. So be on the lookout for that. And also shout out to the voice actress of Dr. Yolanda Briggs, Akshima. She has done a really good job. Anyway, I did not expect her to bring so much controversy once I made the post.
This is actually perfect. I kind of like that. I do kind of like that. You hate both sides on the spectrum, so you're not loyal to either to black people or non-black people. You're loyal to yourself. Harry's needs work.
Because the blackness crowd has stepped in and told me that she's not.
In a weird way, as long as you're getting hated by both ends of the spectrum, you're gonna be more true to yourself because you hate them both. You hate the people because they fucking can't keep their opinions to themselves and pushing a shit on you, and you hate the people who don't look like you because they're putting the shit on you as well. So you hate them both. So what you gotta genuinely do is do what you please and do what genuinely makes you happy, and probably piss them off. And then what's gonna be funny about that is they're gonna ultimately be your customers in the long run. So it's a win-win within a lose-lose situation.
A black woman, and just picture this for a minute. The creator, I am the creator, and a black creator on top of that, told them that Yolanda Briggs is a black woman, but they're telling me that she's not. And this is from the same crowd on social media that will tell you to respect the author's creation. But now you have a black creator such as myself, and now they're telling me as the creator that that's not a black woman.
We call that the crabs in the barrel mentality. I think that's what they call it.
No matter how hard I try to plead the case and argue the point that Dr. Yolanda Briggs is a black woman, people still try to override it because Yolanda Briggs doesn't fit their ideal image of what a black character is supposed to look like. Meanwhile, these are the same people online who would claim completely unrelated anime characters as black. Based on hairstyle.
Yep, Yepperoonies. I said earlier, the same people who's telling him to make black characters to look a certain way will be the same people who goes to the Japanese and try to suck them off and tell them to put representation. And when the Japanese says, we ain't fucking with your mental illness type, identity politics shit, you call them racist, but they'll do it anyway, and guess what you're gonna do? Still buy their shit. It's like, it's no different from the whole J.K. Rowling situation, what's going on with her, because no matter what J.K. Rowling does, no matter how much they hate J.K. Rowling and don't want her around, they'll still buy the Harry Potter game, they'll still go to Hogwarts, they'll still buy the stupid books, they'll still buy the merchandise, they'll still buy the fucking wand, they'll still buy the stupid robe, they'll still try to pretend to be on a broom and fly around and hit and get hurt. It is what it is. Because she didn't have curly hair, they said she was a. You can't win. You know what? He should purposely make the hair straight as a bullet can go, just to piss him off.
And vibes. And what do I mean by that? You have a certain sector of black Twitter or the black anime community that will claim Piccolo as black.
Right.
Will claim Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's black. These are non-looking black people. I'm saying, like, the bro wears a turban.
As black. But for some reason, to these same people, Yolanda Briggs is not black. We can take it a step farther and take Yurichi from Bleach. For some strange reason, she's considered black, but Dr. Yolanda Briggs isn't black. You see where this conflict is coming from? You see where this is not making any sense? And it gets
he's right. He has a point.
Even more insane when it comes to this. But the fact is that I'm always constantly being told that I'm trying to appease Asian people, white people, because of the artistic style that I chose to go with when it comes to Orion comics. And now my artist, who is Chinese, who does all of my artwork, her name is Shabibit. She does a great job with all of the animation and work she has done as my artist ever since 2020 up until now. And we've been working together really well. And here it is, we have these group of people telling me that I should fire my artist and get a black artist in order to properly represent my characters.
Fuck no. Fuck no. Do not listen to these people. Do what you do. What makes these same people will tell you would be for no, don't get no artist. Actually, piss them off. Get a white guy to do it too. Get a second artist. Get a white guy to do shit as well. Get every other race but black. Just upset them. That's what I would do.
And this is getting out of control. And yet, these are the same people that demand these Eastern studios to.
Thank you. I just said it. I just said the same people who will harass this man to get everything black, do everything black, will be the same people who want to suck off every other mangaka from the East. It's insane. Yolanda is black. Is a black name. My God, Yolanda. I thought that was more European. I thought that was like a European Yolanda. Well, when I think of it now it sounds black. Might say so. Right?
Validate their existence.
Right? They'll harass them and say, "Why don't you have more representation of us?" And then when they do it, they'll say, "It's racist that you made a representation of us. It's not accurate enough." And then when you go to a black creator, you harass them and say, "You should make more black creators," when they already did, but because it doesn't fit your narrative, it's not black all of a sudden. You know, Hispanics don't harass the Japanese about Chad from Bleach. I don't know any Hispanic man that looks like Chad, but no one's bitching about him. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh Jesus! It's just I hate the hypocrisy on things. That pisses me off. It don't matter what it is. I hate it when someone's being hypocritical. That's just crazy.
Can't make this up. At some point, I begin to realize that this conversation isn't really about
Yeah, Chad never loses.
representation anymore. It becomes identity gatekeeping.
No, you only lose with Chad when he talks too much. In the Fullbringer arc, yeah, this dude talking way too fucking much.
And over time, I realized something important. Some people who look like you won't like you for being yourself. Their goal isn't to support your creativity. Their goal is to make sure that you stay inside their
I love
version
how
of
no one talks about Tentro Tige. There was representation in that a long time ago. That was in 06. Tentro Tige. But he the goat, and his name was Bob. The motherfucker's name was Bob. His name was Bob, and he had a bitch on his side. She had the heavies. She had the heavies, bro. On the first set, he already had a bitch on his side. The bitch was so fine, and she liked him, and he was a cool character. He was smart too. He was cool as hell. His name was Bob. He was getting bitches in Japan, and he was decked out. He was dressed the fuck out, dressed in the Japanese uniform in all black. Man, he had dreadlocks and everything. With the band, not bandana, it was like a, what do you call it? You know what I'm saying? It was cracking the manga. Oh my god! I recommend anyone, if you want to see what 2006 looks like, or I think 2004, I think it's 2006, or 2007, between 2007 or 2008, I think between 2006 and 2007, go watch Tenju Tige. The dialogue is just as horrendous as that as Air Gear, but you're going to appreciate it because it was naturally insane. It was things that boys would watch and enjoy. Tenju Tige. No, I'm putting it in the chat. Hold up. I'm putting it in the chat. Hold on. Let me make sure I spell this right. I'm putting it in the chat. There you go. Thank you, Bri. Go watch it. Go watch that. Yeah, go watch it. Thank you, Bri. Go watch that. If you want to watch with some heavies, the bitches are stacked out, the dudes are kicking ass, the dialogue is horrendous, but you still love the fights, the characters are lovable in their own way, the art style's on point, go watch that. Early 2000s as fuck. You're right. I miss those times. Anime was at its peak within the early 2000s. And I mean at its peak. Things just like things that you would never say today. Every girl is stacked. There is pantsu somewhere on the screen. I tell you, the women are in shape. They kick ass. Literally. The men kicks ass. They look cool doing it. Like, oh my god, let's go.
Blackness that they approve of. And if you step outside of that, you become a problem. And honestly, I'm not interested in creating from that mindset. I created Venus Orion Comics because there's stories I want to tell, worlds I want to build, characters I want to explore. And I also reject the idea that black creators should only create stories centered around race or cultural identity.
I think that's dumb. I think that's the death of anything. I don't think you should write about race unless it's actually part of the story, but just the focus on that is insane. Is it? Oh my god.
Creators want to do that, and that's completely fine.
Well, maybe the
and hell, I even supported black creators in their comics that support and only focus on black narrative, black stories, that black identity, and they have some great stories. There's also a manga studio that just focuses on the greatness of black identity, which is Saturday AM Studios. You can go check them out. So it exists, but it's not mandatory. And black creators like myself, such as Eric July in the Rippaverse and Corey Kenshin in his manga called The Monsters We Make, and just recently Jada Concept just released his own manga.
Oh, shout out to Jay. Let's go. Shout out to Jay. Let's go. I'm a big fan of him. Shout out to Jay. What's up? Let's go. I love his videos. You guys see me react to his videos? Have I ever actually posted a video of stuff? Let's go. Let's go, Jay.
Creators like us, we don't adhere to those rules or those social obligations that was thrust upon us. That would go crazy. As black creators, we don't adhere to that. We create stories that we want to create, and that should be completely fine. Growing up, I love Spider-Man, Batman, X-Men, Superman, and most definitely Dragon Ball Z. None of those characters look like me, and yet I had a connection.
This guy's got some sense, base as hell. I'm gonna subscribe to him just saying that. He has some sense. He sounds like what's his name? Kyle. Why do I have to look like me for me to relate to you? I'm pretty sure nearly everyone cried when they saw what happened to Tony Stark at the far end of Endgame. I don't have to relate to I don't have to look like him to relate to him. The hell? When everyone went to go see that movie for the first time, dead silence in the scene with Tony. Dead silence. Straight up.
With them. Because great characters connect through pain, ambition, motivation, hope, and ambition, not just race. Every black kid I knew in the hood loved Dragon Ball Z. Everyone wanted to be Goku and Vegeta, and their race had nothing to do with it. We knew we were those characters. And don't lie, some of you even pretended in your room trying to transform into a Super Saiyan.
Yep.
Nobody cared about their race. We connected with their journey. And that's how I approach storytelling with Venus Orion Comics. No matter black, white, Latino, or Asian, you can pick up a chapter of VK and relate to Hezekiah, Isaiah, Caleb, even Varian himself. You should be able to connect with Darnell Brooks, the Dust Defender, despite him being black, even with my mixed race characters, such as Princess Adex and Faith Tanaka. Hell, I can't wait to tell Lazarus' story once we explore the cosmic corner of my universe, because these characters deal with struggle and show motivations that anyone can relate to, because these characters are not only just fictional, but they also have hope. They represent that brokenness that people have trying to survive in a chaotic world. And at the end of the day, I don't believe that black creators should be forced into a creative box. We should be allowed to experiment, create freely, take inspiration from other culture, and most importantly, tell the stories that we want to tell. Not stories designed to satisfy a social checklist, because the moment the creators lose the freedom to create authentically, art starts becoming performance rather than passion. And honestly, I'd rather fail being myself than succeed pretending to be someone that I'm not. So let me ask you, do you feel that creators today are pressured to fit into identity expectations? And should the artists feel obligated to represent their race or culture in a specific way? Let me know in the comment sections below. And thanks for watching this video. This is Brian Howard Blackson Jr. signing off.
Yeah, that was insane, bro. That's insane. I can't. That's. Yeah, I don't think you should put. That is evil.